Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Matt.
My name is Kiki.
So today we are looking at part 2 of a brief introduction to poisonous birds.
Right. Last episode, we talked about the pitohui, which is a type of poisonous bird. But we learned that these types of birds, even though they're poisonous, they don't actually produce the poison themselves. In fact, the way they get the poison is by their diet. So the things that they eat, insects, poisonous insects. And because they eat this, it makes their body or the feathers poisonous. So if predators try to eat them, they are the ones that get poisoned. And the bird, the pitohui, they're okay. Matt, do you know of any other animals that are poisonous that we didn't know about?
Well, yes, actually. So a cat can be poisonous.
A cat?
That's right. So cats can carry a bacteria that they are immune to. So they can be infected with this bacteria, and it can be in their saliva. It can also come through their claws. And if a cat infected with this scratches you or bites you, a person can get what's called cat scratch fever, which is a sickness that you can get by being bit by a cat. So while the cat is not actually poisonous, it does have this bacteria that can make you sick. And so it's kind of like cats are poisonous.
Right, so it's very similar to the case of a pitohui. They don't produce the poison themselves, but they can still have poison to hurt others.
Yeah.
So today in part 2, we're going to find out more about other different types of poisonous birds.
Poisonous birds can be found in many places around the world. In Europe, a common poisonous bird is the European quail. Throughout history, there are reports of people who died after eating one, but only sometimes. It turns out that quail are dangerous to eat only during spring and fall. That's when they eat something that can cause other animals serious muscle pain. Even today, scientists aren't totally sure where they get their poison. The spur-winged goose in the Gambia is another example of a poisonous bird. These birds have little spikes or spurs on their wings. These spurs are poisonous because of the bird's diet of poisonous beetles, and they can cause serious chemical burns in addition to painful cuts.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at a brief introduction to poisonous birds. Poisonous birds can be found in many places around the world. In Europe, a common poisonous bird is the European quail. Throughout history, there are reports of people who died after eating one, but only sometimes.
Wow, okay. I think quail, is... A lot of people eat quail.
It's fairly common.
Yeah, it's very common. Even in in night markets in Taiwan, sometimes you'll see quail eggs.
Right.
So the small eggs.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have thought that quails can poison you. It turns out that quail are dangerous to eat only during spring and fall. That's when they eat something that can cause other animals serious muscle pain. Even today, scientists aren't totally sure where they get their poison.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. So they're, I guess, also immune to whatever poison this is because they can eat it happily and, well, only in those 2 seasons. But yeah, I didn't know that quails were poisonous.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that even up until now, because we know that in Europe, they've been eating quail for a really long time. So the fact that scientists, they don't know what's causing this poison or where they're getting it from, it's still really interesting. Which comes to another one of our vocabulary words, cause. In verb form, it is to make something happen, especially something bad. So an example sentence would be, the storm caused the power to go out in several neighborhoods. Now, as a noun, a cause could be a person or thing that can affect an event to happen. So in this case, they still don't know what causes these quail, these European quails, to be poisonous.
Okay, so this poison that the quails have can cause some animals muscle pain. So a muscle is a body tissue that is made up of long fibers which can contract or can pull together to make things move. So anytime you moving your body, moving your arms, moving your legs, moving your neck, these are using muscles, the body fibers which pull together to make the parts of your body move. So for example, Janet set a goal to increase the strength of her leg muscles by the end of the year. So she's going to exercise those leg muscles in order to make them get stronger.
And we know, Matt, you really like exercising, so you have a lot of muscles, don't you? Do you experience a lot of muscle pain?
Only after a very long run. Yeah, sometimes after a long run, I get muscle pain for the next few days.
Okay, so to have pain, it's a physical type of feeling. It makes you feel unpleasant, and sometimes it can be caused by illness or injury. So sometimes when you eat too much and eat too fast, you can feel pain in your stomach because you just ate too fast. Or if you work on a specific body part when you're exercising, you can also feel that uneasy feeling. It doesn't feel nice. So it's not necessarily getting sick or being injured, but it's just a different action added to your body that makes your body feel uncomfortable. So an example sentence would be, Doug felt a sharp pain in his arm after falling off his bike. So after he fell, he could have broken something, and that's when he felt that sharp pain. So that is the pain that he's feeling. Now, sometimes when we're talking to somebody, we can also use this phrase, pain in the neck. And that's when you find something to be very annoying or very tedious. Okay, so when you're describing something that you don't like to do, you can also say it's a pain in the neck. So for example, that paperwork was a pain in the neck to fill up. It was just so annoying that I have to sit there and fill up all that paperwork.
That's something you really don't like to do. So continuing with the article, the spur-winged goose in the Gambia is another example of a poisonous bird. These birds have little spikes or spurs on their wings.
Now, spikes or spurs are little pointy things that come out of the animals on the surface of their skin.
Yeah, any kind of spike or spur would just be a pointed object.
Yeah, so for example, we know porcupines and hedgehogs, they have spikes and spurs. So these types of birds have spikes or spurs on their wings. These spurs are poisonous because of the bird's diet of poisonous beetles, and they can cause serious chemical burns in addition to painful cuts. So these birds chose to eat a specific type of beetle, which are poisonous.
Okay, but I guess they're not affected, and maybe these beetles are delicious to them. So these are a beetle. A beetle is a type of insect, and this kind of insect is defined by having 4 wings where the outer set of wings are a hard protective cover for the wings underneath. So for example, a ladybug is a type of beetle.
You know who else likes eating beetles?
Who's that?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, okay. So yes, from The Lion King, those 2 characters like eating beetles. Okay, so we're going to find out more about some poisonous birds when we come back after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 今天要继续介绍有毒的鸟类。课文写到，在欧洲有一种常见的毒鸟是普通的鹌鹑。在过去历史上，有报道称说人们在食用后死亡，可是只是偶尔发生。那么结果就发现只有在春秋季节食用鹌鹑才会有危险。它们在那个时候会吃下一些可能导致其他动物严重肌肉疼痛的东西。我们来看单字 cause 当动词 词它表示导致、造成。那么 muscle 就是肌肉，我们要表达肌肉的收缩，可以用到 contract 这个动词 contract 表示收缩，使什么收缩、缩短。再来看到 pain， 它表示痛、疼痛，我们在字尾加上 ful 变 painful， 那个就可以形容是疼痛的、痛苦的。Kiki 老师在解释的时候提到 unpleasant， 在 pleasant 前面加上 un， 变成这个形容词，表示令人不愉快的、不舒服的。老师还有提到一个相关用语是A pain in the neck， 它可以指是惹人烦心、极其讨厌的人事物。那这时候老师他也用到一个形容词叫 tedious， tedious 可以形容是冗长、乏味的。好，那么下一个要介绍就是甘比亚的巨翅雁。这些鸟的翅膀上面有小小的尖刺，又称为鸟具。那这些鸟具有毒，因为这种鸟是以有毒的甲虫为食物，除了会造成伤口疼痛，还可能会引起严重的化学灼伤。我们来看单字 beetle 就是甲虫。那文中用到 spike 是指尖刺、细长的尖状物，还有用到 spur。它常常是指马刺嘛，那在动物当中则是指这种鸟或虫身上有这种硬直的突出物，又称为具。好，我们在讲尖刺的时候呢 ，Kiki 老师他就有提到两种动物，就是 porcupine 是豪猪，还有提到 hedgehog， 那就是刺猬。这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 turn out， 表示结果是怎么样，最后变成怎么样，通常是令人意外或是跟计划不同的事。我们来看两种句型，第一个是 somebody or something turn out 加上 to be 再加形容词或名词，表示结果是怎么样，那 to be 可以省略。例如 The meeting turned out to be fruitful， 那场会议结果很有收获。好，那第二个句型是 It turns out that 主词加动词，这表示结果发现怎么样，最后证明怎么样。像 It turns out that they have been dating for 5 months， 结果发现呢，他们已经交往5个月嘞。好，那第二重点是 in addition to 是片语介系词，后面接名词或动名词，可以表达除了什么什么，还有什么什么。所以这个名词或动名词就是有被包括在里面的哦。举例来说 ，In addition to English。Molly can also speak German and Japanese。除了英语 ，Molly 还会说德语和日语，所以英语也是有包含在内的哦。那我们继续回到课文中。
In Australia, the bronze-winged pigeon has adapted its diet to eat seeds of a poisonous flower. This turns it into a dangerous snack for predators.Scientists believe bronze-wings developed this diet to protect themselves from animals like dogs, cats, and foxes. Like other poisonous birds, their poison gives them a bit of extra defense in a world that is full of dangerous animals.
Welcome back. So we've been learning about some poisonous birds from around the world, and they all get their poison from what they eat.So let's learn about one more poisonous bird. In Australia, the bronze-winged pigeon has adapted its diet to eat seeds of a poisonous flower. Okay, so it's adapted, it's changed its diet to eat this certain kind of seed. This turns it into a dangerous snack for predators. The predators being the animals that want to eat them.
Scientists believe bronze-wings developed this diet to protect themselves from animals like dogs, cats, and foxes.
Okay, so those are their predators then. Dogs, cats, and foxes.
So here we see another one of our vocabulary words, which is develop. And it is to grow or cause growth and become more mature or advanced. In this case of the bronze-winged pigeon, they developed their diet. So they changed their diet. They've advanced their diet into eating this type of seed that makes them poisonous to protect themselves from these predators. So an example sentence would be, the company is developing a new service to meet the needs of its customers. So because the company, they want to be more advanced. They need to meet these new needs that the customers want. They need to develop new things.
And so they have developed this diet in order to protect themselves. So to protect is a verb meaning to keep safe from harm or from danger. So by making themselves poisonous, it helps to protect them, to keep them safe so that other animals won't want to eat them. So another example for protect, the guard's job is to protect the building from unwanted visitors. Like other poisonous birds, their poison gives them a bit of extra defense in a world that is full of dangerous animals.
That includes humans.
Yes, humans are also very dangerous.
Yeah.
So we have a what do you think question. So Kiki, what do you think? What measures do you think are important for people to stay safe when it comes to poisonous animals?
Well, I think that there are just too many poisonous animals out there. So we don't know exactly how to react when we do come across one. But I think maybe it's important that we recognize certain things. For example, when we know that in general, when we see bright colored animals like yellow frogs or bright colored flowers, things like that, often those are colors that signify that they're poisonous or dangerous, right?
Oh, right, okay.
So knowing certain signs like that, I think is important for us to know that when we go hiking or if we go out, we can stay safe, to stay away from those plants and animals.
Right, we should stay away from all poisonous things and probably stay away from birds now that we know birds are poisonous.
Well, not all birds.
Wow, I'm not going to take my chances. Next time I see a pigeon, I am running.
Well, that's the end of today's article. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
那接着我们来到澳洲，有一种有毒的鸟类叫做铜翅鸽，它们是以毒花的种子为食物。那科学家就认为，铜翅鸽发展出这种饮食是为了保护自己，以免受到掠食动物的侵害。那文中的 predator， 它就表示掠食性动物或是掠食者，它的形容词是 predatory。Predatory 它可以形容掠食的。我们也顺便补充一下 prey 这个字 P-R-E-Y， prey 表示猎物或是被捕食的动物。好，那么课文单字 develop 在这边它是表达发展、发展出，它也有开发的意思。那 protect 表示保护、防护，常常会用 protect 受词 from 加上名词或动名词，表示保护什么什么，免于受到什么什么的伤害。好，那老师们最后有聊到，有一些动植物色彩特别的鲜艳，这意味着它们可能是有毒或是有危险性的。老师用到 signify 这个动词 S-I-G-N-I-F-Y signify 它有表示或是意味着的意思。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Poisonous birds can be found in many places around the world. In Europe, a common poisonous bird is the European quail. Throughout history, there are reports of people who died after eating one, but only sometimes. It turns out that quail are dangerous to eat only during spring and fall. That's when they eat something that can cause other animals serious muscle pain. Even today, scientists aren't totally sure where they get their poison. The spur-winged goose in the Gambia is another example of a poisonous bird. These birds have little spikes, or spurs, on their wings. These spurs are poisonous because of the bird's diet of poisonous beetles, and they can cause serious chemical burns in addition to painful cuts. In Australia, the bronze-winged pigeon has adapted its diet to eat seeds of a poisonous flower. This turns it into a dangerous snack for predators. Scientists believe bronze-wings developed this diet to protect themselves from animals like dogs, cats, and foxes. Like other poisonous birds, their poison gives them a bit of extra defense in a world that is full of dangerous animals.
Hey, it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Hey, Kiki, it's really hot today.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, BRB, I'm gonna go get us some ice cream.
BRB? What does that mean?
It's an abbreviation. BRB, it means be right back.
Abbreviations. I know. Today, let's play an abbreviation game to make some new friends.
Let's go.
我们今天要玩的游戏呢，就是英文的缩写啊。我们知道现在年轻人讲话都
有一些简语，台北车站北车，
北车，
对，大安森林公园安森，
安森，
安森
that sounds like a name.
Yes,
Somebody's
七月与安森。
Let's test your English abbreviation. The first one is AKA.
As known as.
Also known as.
Also known as.
As known as.
Also known as.
Also known as.
Also known as. Very good. 下一个 BTW.
By the way.
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 Yes, by the way.
So quick.
TBH.
I don't know.
To be honest.
To be honest. To be honest.
To be honest. Whoa. To be honest. 下一个 Never mind.
Never mind 吗
Never mind.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Never mind, you're still doing great. 那我们今天学到什么呢? These are today's abbreviations. Number 1, AKA, also known as. Also known as. For example, Iron Man, also known as Tony Stark. Next, we have BTW. By the way, by the way. For example, I will see Sarah tomorrow. By the way, do you need me to give her the report? Next, we have TBH. To be honest, to be honest. For example, I saw the Barbie movie. To be honest, I didn't like it. Next, we have NVM. Never mind. Never mind. For example, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. That's all we have for today. Kiwi later.